Hello, this is about the Terrebonne bike paths, notice plural. I want to talk about something that happened last year, that's the previous administration, February 2025. I would have brought it up sooner, but there were always more pressing and more disdainful issues regarding the Terrebonne bike paths. But I might as well bring it up now. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm on King Edward Avenue going from Monkland towards Terrebonne, towards Summerleg. The snow clearing team is there. And King Edward is blocked at Terrebonne, and I cannot even go on Terrebonne. I figured, what the heck, I'm gonna stick around. I love watching the snow clearing teams in action and see how they do. And you know what they did? They didn't do anything proper. What a disaster. But it is 0% the fault of the city or the Col Bleu. So what happens is there are all these bollards along Terrebonne, and these giant graders, plows, and tractors are trying to weave around them. And if you just look at this, you can see it's impossible really to clear around the bollards. And back and forth they go, and there's not much they can do. And of course they cannot go on this side, on the other side, close to the sidewalk, because there's not enough space. So it's all left up to the little cheniettes who try to go around and push everything onto the middle of the street.
Right? Hitting the 2-minute mark, if you can get your
Is
question.
it already 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh heavens. I was gonna recount the 7, 8 times that they went back and forth trying to do this. They did that little tronçon de route. It took 1 hour just to get from King Edward to Rosedale to make a spaghetti. And so I imagine if they started at 19 o'clock and now it's 3 a.m. and they only get to Rosedale, they probably didn't even get to do all of Terrebonne that evening. What a disaster, what a waste of money, what a waste of manpower. Because of these bollards, please stop the insanity of at least having these winter bike paths and the bollards. I'd really like to hear your comments on that.
The question's for me? Thank you. I appreciate your diligence on taking care of Terrebonne. I don't have an explanation as how things went last year in the winter, specifically on the day that you're mentioning without dates. But please know that we are open to examining procedures when they're not being followed. And then if you call 311 when something happens, and that goes for anybody here, when you see something happening, register it at 311. Make sure you get a reference point that we can revisit in the future, because that's a serious thing that you're talking about, but I can't speak to it because I can't check it. So I think it's an opportunity for you to ask your second question, and for everybody to understand that 311 is a responsive system that keeps track of what you call, and you can call back and find out, hey, was that call made and who was responsible? And that allows us and the services to do better by your expectations. But it really takes you calling 311 or registering the complaint with the appropriate services. And I'll allow you to ask your second question.
311 wouldn't have done much of anything, because the problem was there are these bollards that is making it impossible to clear the street, Terrebonne. One whole team, one whole shift, they didn't even get to do all of Terrebonne. And so, what can 311 tell me about the fact that there are bollards in the way? So this year, just a month ago, I'm at Cavendish in Terrebonne. I turn the corner, and wouldn't you know it, there are no bollards at the beginning of Terrebonne. And look how beautiful and open this is. Anybody can drive clearly and see everything. Parking in and out is easy, and best of all, look at the bike path. It's actually totally cleared to one side, and the snow mound is there. But just come up to Walkley, and what do you see? This mess here. And so now, all the snow is pushed onto 2 feet into the bike path. That's not convenient for them. It's also in the middle of the road, where all the cars have to zigzag, and imagine trying to park in and out and block the traffic. So please, get rid of the ball. If you insist on keeping this insanity of 2 bike paths on Terrebonne in the winter, please get rid of the bollards.
And thank you for your question. As we previously responded, we're still waiting to complete our audit of the bike paths that were put down in order to make the next step, one that is depoliticizing an issue that we feel was taking a political orientation. So I'm not necessarily gonna take the removal as bollards as something that we need to do, but rather as a suggestion, exactly. And I agree that a bollard doesn't protect anybody, and a bollard removed isn't doing the thing it should be doing, and actually, as you're describing on Cumberland, provides that uncertainty about if there is or isn't a bike path. So either the bollards stay properly, then we're properly protecting people visually, or we put something else there, or we change it. But I agree that the status quo, we can't continue it in the winter, and that's for sure.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you. Next question.